Rivian is a new company that's focused on electric trucks and SUVs, and they're making some crazy claims, the power numbers, off-roading, towing numbers. So this video is all about getting to all the specs, but also to show you all the features of the new R1T prototype. Where did this all begin? What was the genesis behind this?
So the company was founded in 2009. Okay. I joined in 2010. Okay. So I can answer your question in a several beer couple hours, or I give you a quick overview. I think the quick overview is better for right now.
Yeah.
So as a company, we always wanted to make a white space product, something that doesn't exist. There's nothing that embodies that more than an electric adventure vehicle that has the lockable storage and the package that this R1T does. The R1S, our SUV, it's great, it's fantastic, it's a 7-passenger SUV. But the gear tunnel on this, which we'll show in a little bit, the bed system, what we've worked out from an interior package, and all the lockable storage is completely unique to the segment and the space, and that's why we're really excited to be here. We're really excited to show the vehicle.
Well, did you have a competitor in mind, or like you said, you were trying to fit it in the white space? Is it the mid-size truck? Is it the full-size truck? What animal is this?
So from a cab perspective, it is bigger than a mid-size truck, so you're going to be more comfortable than sitting in there than what's in the segment, because I want you to take your friends when you go on an adventure. I want you to take people with you, and I want them to be comfortable whether they're in the front or whether they're in the back. From a competitor, it's really interesting because I think more people will come to this from premium vehicles that aren't in the truck space than they'll come from the existing trucks. I think they'll come from sports cars. I think they'll come from areas where the existing truck market with these large vehicles that ride like they're meant to carry packages, meant to have payload. They're nice, they're great products, they sell a ton of them, but from an on-road perspective, we're very different.
Well, let's do a walk around. Can we open all the cubby holes and like look inside?
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll start with the front. So it's right behind the lights. We've got our stadium style lighting. It's something that's memorable. If you go home from the show and I call you up in 3 months, you'll be able to sketch our front end. It's very simple shapes.
Okay.
But from the cubby hole perspective, I'll show you the lights first. I got low beam, I got high beam, and I got fog lamp. And then it is an electric vehicle, looks very capable, but I want you to know when you're charging it what the status of the charge is. So our green LEDs are going to showcase that. Going back to my position light, I can pop up the frunk.
So is this kind of a production intent?
Production intent.
It's going to be
powered. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So think about this: if you're grocery shopping, not your off-road day, just a normal day going to the store, you got bags full of groceries and things. If I've got a big duffel or a suitcase, I don't want to have to set my stuff on the ground to open my hood. So power the frunk, do it off of a key fob, do it from inside controls, and then the same thing, we can power close this once we've loaded up our stuff. I've got 330 liters of storage. I've just got some little hooks in here. We will have different options for what you can configure in here based on your need as accessories or anything else.
Okay.
So that's the first of our storage areas, and the cool thing about this storage is that I still have all of my skateboard components, my 2 motors, my radiator, fan module, all underneath here. The skateboard is extremely low and flat, which allows me to have a flat floor on the inside and a lot of storage up front.
Can you give me some specs, kind of dual motor or quad motor?
Quad motor. I have 2 up front and 2 in back.
Okay.
Each motor gives me about 190 horsepower to a wheel.
Okay.
They're rated in kilowatts, but that gives me roughly 750 horsepower for the vehicle.
Okay.
That gives me a 3-second 0 to 60. And with my motors, I can provide independent power to each wheel, so I can do some torque vectoring, some really, really great driving.
All-wheel drive.
Absolutely, all the
time.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're going rock crawling in this guy, not only on a descent can I regeneratively brake, not only when you're spotting your route and getting out and looking does the vehicle shut off so you're not burning fossil fuels, but this thing can put power just to this wheel to get over the rock without revving the engine up nice and high because it's motor and it's got on-demand torque.
Okay.
I have 14,000 Newton meters of grounded torque.
What does that mean, grounded? Is that
so grounded
geared?
means at the ground as opposed to at the output shaft of an engine.
Okay. So that's with gearing or whatever is involved, right?
So normally, if I convert that, it's somewhere around 800 foot-pounds at exit.
Okay, I see. They say it's going to be produced at the end of 2020.
I mentioned this, we want this to be your favorite room in the house. If it's the vehicle, yeah, you love the exterior, it's why you buy it, but the interior is why you love the car. Refined materials, easy to clean, the stuff that you're going to touch extremely durable. The stuff that you're going to see up here, we want it to be very premium feeling. We've got some other ambient lighting, you know, just to give you a couple little accents in here as you're in the vehicle, as it feels like home. The other cool side on the interior, we're an electric adventure company, so inside of my door trim, I've got my little electric flashlight. Now, this flashlight is powered by lithium-ion 21700 battery cell, the same cell that powers my vehicle. One of them is in the door, and this vehicle behind me at 135 kilowatt hours has 7,776 of those cells.
Oh, the cells. Okay, but is there multiple levels of the battery?
There are.
Okay.
So the entry level is 105 kilowatt hour. That's our base, starts at $69,000 before tax incentive. Okay. The medium is the 135 kilowatt hour. That's the fastest of the three vehicles. That's the 3 seconds 0 to 60. Okay. And then there's the 180 kilowatt hour available on both this as well as the SUV. And that is the 400 plus mile range.
Okay, and what's the base range?
The base range is 230 miles, and then the medium is 300.
All right, okay, well, let's keep moving along.
So, I said you want to go on an adventure, I want you to take your friends with you. I've got a very comfortable rear seat. I'm about 5'11". I can fit in here, I've got plenty of leg room, I've got a comfortable chair height. This isn't a back seat where an hour into the trip, you're going to hate that you're in the back and not in the front. My favorite part of the entire vehicle, though, is what we've done from a package side and innovating around putting this gear tunnel in. So what I have here is full storage, large stuff, your golf bags, your camping tent, the things that you want to keep in there. It's a sealed enclosure, and I've got a little bit of access. If my thing is walking my dog, I keep my dog treats, dog biscuits, whatever in there. And if I want to get up onto the roof, can you grab the other side of this? No. So I'm going to take this roof bar and I'm going to put it up on the roof, and I'm going to use this as a step. This locks into place. We've got the same ports that we have on the bed up here, but this becomes a functional step. Okay. And my favorite thing to do with it, I like to go out and run, so if I go after work and I have to change all my shoes and everything, whether I'm a surfer, whatever I'm doing, this is my staging area. Take my gear off, throw my wet stuff in there, close it up and get in the car.
Rivian has a little demonstration here of what you can fit in the cargo tunnel behind the cabin, and you can fit anything from skis, a golf bag, or your climbing equipment. There's a lot of storage. It's pretty clever. I'm glad they're doing something that's innovative and actually showing the usability of what can be done with a truck that size. But what about the bed?
The bed. So it is a truck. We've got about a 5-foot bed. In this version, I've got a power tonneau cover and a power tailgate. So if I take my tailgate down to 90 degrees and I close up my tonneau, which will stop it right there, it's sturdy, can handle load. I've got access to my onboard air. I've got a little cable over on that side. If you show them the little gear cable, pull this out of the way. They're retractable, wrap around your bike, lock in place, and if somebody comes to steal your stuff and they cut that cable, your smartphone will let you know. So when you're sitting in a parking lot and you're worried that somebody's going to steal your bike, you know it's going to be safe because it'll let you know.
Oh, that's interesting.
And for that same bike, I've got onboard air so I can fill up those tires. These are, in the case of you got some 2x4s you want to strap down in between, they'll hold them in place. And the last thing I have inside of my bed is my full-size spare tire inside of the storage bin. Okay. Now, this is hard to get to this way. So in this version, I can take this tailgate back up and I can drop it to a full 180 degrees. What that means is the tailgate comes all the way down. It allows me to get up, if you get powered. Yeah. I can come all the way up, and now not only can I reach my spare tire, but if I wanted to use this as a storage bin, I've got that opportunity. Okay. Obviously the bed has some lights inside of it to illuminate the space you're working in.
So what's the intent here? Does it come one way, or is it optional packages that you add
With the tailgate, we have optional packages. The bed comes one way.
Okay.
With the exception of the lights. Lights are optional. Okay. So we have a few things that we want to do. Make sure when you buy the additional batteries, you're getting some other things with it to add some value to the product. But every single one of our vehicles, I'm going to go ahead and shut this, comes with the 4 motors. Every one of them has the same ability from an articulation side to get your, suspension in. I can take this vehicle, in this case with the air suspension, up to 14 inches of ground clearance. And if you look down, it's a completely flat structural underbody. Great from an aerodynamic side, and great from, getting off-road. You're not going to high center on something that's going to damage your pack. Okay. I can go through water 3 feet high. And again, making sure that whatever you would want to do, You can do an electric vehicle. You're not going to be hindered in your adventure. This one doesn't have a hitch on it, but with the optional hitch, you can also tow 10,000 pounds.
Independent suspension, right? 4 corners?
Yes.
Okay.
I've got a SLA front and multi-link rear. On the center console, I've got my little storage bin here. I've also got for cell phone or random little things, I could throw them underneath my seat. And then on a touchscreen side, so I can adjust suspension height, I've got my map navigation and some audio, and I can switch between vehicle modes. So, something we're really proud of, keeping it a very intuitive interface, something that we can over-the-air update, upgrade. And this one has the electrochromatic roof, so I can change the tint of my roof with the push of a button.
What's the customization like as far as like different interior colors?
We have, right now we're looking at 3 color options. What we're in here is the Forest Edge, the green. Okay. We've got the Lunar Rock, and then we have which is in the SUV, and then we have a black interior. Then we've got some of the different fabrics. So the Alcantara headliner is a more premium option.
So what is your kind of production schedule, or what's the plan going forward? How does that work?
So we'll be starting to build in October of 2020. In Normal, Illinois. We own our own assembly plant there. We've got 2.6 million square feet. We'll be shipping vehicles to customers in December of 2020. It is on a pre-order by vehicle variant. So we're building out that order. We're going to ask customers who have pre-ordered at the end of this year to pick out the variant that they're looking at. Okay. And then we'll start building as many trim options as we can and shipping them as quickly as possible.
Going forward.
Absolutely.
Oh, you know what? Like autonomous driving, I noticed there's some radar.
So there's like 2 LiDAR, decent number. It's somewhere around like, I think 18 cameras. What we have is hardware that is level 3 upgradable from a software side, and we'd launch with a version of a level 2, on highway. And as we gather more data from our fleet, provide that data up through our vehicle into the cloud that we're building of our own. We'll process that data and we'll improve those systems and those algorithms. And as we feel confident that we can safely deploy that level 3 system, we'll be able to offer that.
And for the truck, you said $69,000 for the base?
69
before refunds.
Correct. Yep. So there's roughly the $7,500 federal. Look at your state, see where it is, see where your local is, and the SUV is $72,500.
So the SUV is just a different body, so to speak?
It's almost identical forward of here.
Okay.
The chassis is largely the same. What we've done is we've taken the front motor, 100% the same, battery pack, same base, same medium size. The 180 is different for the SUV because in this case I have more wheelbase. We've taken the rear drive unit with rear suspension and shifted it forward by 375 millimeters, so that is a shorter wheelbase vehicle. Okay. It's better breakover, a little bit better off-road in that perspective because it's a shorter overall car.
Let's check out the cargo storage on this one.
Similar to most of the 3-row SUVs that aren't really big. We've got a very comfortable occupant package. We've got a usable 3rd row seat. And we've got storage behind the seat that's adequate. Underneath here, we've got our inflatable spare tire. So it keeps the package space small, but still gives you that sense of I've got a tire with me.
Underneath the floor here?
Yeah, not in this version of it. We've been working out some of the package layouts of that, but yeah, underneath there. I have 3 kids. My wife drives an Explorer. Mm-hmm. This is very similar to the Explorer.
Like
the load floor is a little bit higher, but dimension-wise, yeah. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd row. Being in here feels like that to me.
And what's the feeling on the inside? Is it kind of the same as the truck or a little bit more luxurious? How does that?
Very similar. Okay. So same thing. We want to make sure that this is something where you're sitting in there and you feel very comfortable. You feel like you're, in command. We've worked out every detail of the package to our specific vehicle. We've run a lot of package clinics internally and externally against a bunch of vehicles of all spaces. So back to your question over on the truck, competitive wise, I would much rather be competitive to a seating of an SUV than a full-size truck, which is generally a really large occupant couple, or a medium-sized truck where your feet are always cramped up to the side.
Rivian says that deliveries of production trucks and SUVs is going to start by the end of 2020. So that's what, 18 months or maybe 20 months away? We'll see. I'm really excited. I want to test this truck. I want to put it in the Colorado mountains, tow with it, and go off-road. And go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world truck reviews.